Shalom Aleichem, everyone. A Guten Erev Shabbos. We are continuing in Hachzeg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 113, and we are beginning a new chapter called Binyan, Building Construction. Rabbi said, Hazal teach us, Kol ha'osek b'binyan, anyone that gets involved in construction, building a house, buildings and the like, mismaskein, chances are they're going to become impoverished as a result of that. Rachmana litzlan, lo aleinu, things should not happen to us. When it comes to spending your money, you want to buy a car, you want to go to the store and buy food, you need to buy clothing. In general, a person can figure out how much it's going to cost before they even spend the money. And they can look at their pocket, they can look in their account. Am I able to afford it or not? And I'm only going to be able to spend what I can spend, so I shouldn't become a poor man as a result of this. But anyone that's ever built anything, remodeled and done the like, they know it's not the same thing when it comes to building and construction. You have in mind in the beginning, that's what you settled with the contractor, $100. However, but once that you get to the end product, suddenly it costs double. So once you began the project already, you can't really pull yourself away from it so easily. And while you're busy trying to make this building over here, what's going to happen? You can become poor as a result. You simply don't have the funds to be able to build the house, as the contract is saying, for more and more and more money. Therefore, a person should they should think to themselves from the beginning, am I able to spend twice as much as the contract is telling me from the beginning? He says that the remodeling job is going to cost $150,000. Am I prepared to spend $300,000 right now? Am I? So if you are, go forward. But if not, says, but because it has to be, if you could, so then you could get involved in the construction. And if you can't afford extra, double, says the Pele Yoetz. I don't know, he knew already what's going to happen. That's the way it was back then. Today it's exactly more or less, maybe even more the same. And if you cannot handle a double amount from what the contractor is telling you, don't get involved with the building. First examine your business revenue and see what you have, to see if you have enough that you'll be able to provide more money for the job that you're doing. Like people say, it's the business revenue that builds the house. It's not the house that builds the business revenue. Your fancy, nice house is not going to make you any richer. It's going to make you poorer. So make sure that you have money in the account that's going to be able to provide for you your needs. Truthfully, says the Pele Yoetz, it'd be much easier for a person to build a ready-made house. Build a house that already is standing. It's something that has a final number on it already, and often you can even buy it maybe cheaper and bli tircha without any real hard effort over it. You don't have to put in one single stone. You don't have to sweat to make the money. You worked what you have. You look in your account. You see what you're able to afford, and those are the houses. You're looking in that price range. Today, here, anyway, in Los Angeles, everything is way overpriced, very difficult. So go find a community where for $400,000, you get yourself a beautiful house. And if that's the money you have, then that's what you can spend. More than that you can't spend, then you're not looking for anything more than that. But according to the Zohar, it says like this. And it's clear from the words, do not buy a house that was built by a goy, by a non-Jew, even if it was given to you for free. Even if they gave you a free house, don't take it. Why? Because when the non-Jew is building the house, he's certainly mentioning his names of Avodah Zarah, of idol worship, foreign gods and the like. And immediately the sitra achra, like the Satan, is going to come and rest upon that house. And it will never leave the house. So you have a house that was built by a goy, and you now move into that house, but you should know that the sitra achra is already in there, and he's not going anyplace. He's very comfortable in that house. And it's possible that someone who lives in that house could end up getting damaged in the spiritual realms of the sitra achra. Now, in my print, he has over here, he brings in the notes from the Shailas and Chuvas Mevaseres Tzion, and he writes, Ki b'shem mekubalim, in the name of the mekubalim of the Kabbalists, the yochel adam liknos bayis migoy, you actually could buy a house from a non-Jew. V'yasei seder limud lechanukas habayis. However, when you move in and you want to make what's called the chanukas habayis, like the housewarming party, the dedication of the house, you have to have a special seder alima. You have to learn Torah in the house, before you end up moving in to live there. And then it's as if you built the house. And Shem Shemayim, the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu now that you are mentioning through the learning that you're doing, and now is there in that house, pushes away the Sitra Achra and brings the Shechina inside. V'zeu yisoid neged saras shayniv abayis kadesh yitzu es abayis. And since that this Zohar is found in the Parsha of Tazria, which is speaking about saras, leprosy, that is why saras ends up coming to a person's house, in order that you will break down the house, the esavanav and the stones, there's eitzav in the wood. Get rid of it. Why? Because since that it was built by a non-Jew, and it has his avodah zarah in there, and it has his sitra achra in there, got to get rid of it. And that's what a person can do by learning Torah in the house. You can break whatever negative things are there. But it's not the same as when a Jew builds a house b'tzedek in righteousness. First of all, the money that he uses was all done with heter, which means it was all earned in the proper way without breaking the laws of the Torah. And when they are laying the foundation for the house, you can see Yavar clearly. He's davening and davening and davening. You see through his actions that he is l'shem shemayim, for the sake of heaven, and therefore pour out your heart, pour out your tefillos to Hashem, that this should be a real bayis ne'eman b'Yisrael. And even after the building was made already, you should also make a Chanukas Habayis, a dedication of the house. Learn Torah and pour out your heart in tefillah and prayer. Says the Pele Yoetz, even though I'm an impoverished individual in the wisdom, I wrote the special Seder Alima, the special things that you should learn when you move into a brand new house, and the like. Kedusha Shorasham. Then when you do that, Kedusha is going to rest and dwell in your house. And whatever a person ends up buying for his house, whatever furniture, whatever object, whatever you want in your house, even a can opener, Yoima, you should say, I'm buying this so that in the building and the construction and the remodeling of my house, it should all be done, that I should be able to be meyushav, I should be at peace and able to do everything for Avodas Hashem, to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this house. That's what the house is for. The house is for Avodas Hashem. House is for Chesed, the house for Achnas Orchim. That's what the house is for. So everything I'm buying, I'm purchasing for that sake, that already is good in the eyes of Hashem. The more that you mention Hashem's name on the building of the house itself, that's even better. So as much as you can mention HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as much as you can buy things for the sake of being able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu and better, and you do things l'shem shemayim with Jews and try to stay away from having all the goyim that are involved over there, that will make it that your bias is going to be a bias neman b'Yisrael, a makom for the Hashras HaShechina, where the Shechina will be able to dwell. All the best.